That was.
We're live now.
We'd like to call the meeting to order. If you'd stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent prayer, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You remain standing for a moment of prayer. Thank you. The first item on the agenda are public comments. If you'd like to go to the microphone and give your name and address for the record. And remember, the person who does the minutes are not in the rooms. Any public comments at this time?
Good evening. My name is Robert Harrison. I live 812 DeSoto, West Willow, Ypsilanti, Michigan. On our meeting that we had last night, we was there talking about opening up another drug house. Well, I guess it's marijuana, medical marijuana, close to our area. Is that going to be possible? Is that going to happen? Do we have to wait to see what's going to happen on that?
I think you're talking about the opt-out
Right.
ordinance that was discussed 2 weeks ago. We discussed it in work session, and there is going to be a resolution brought back in March to opt out with certain conditions on having a committee, gathering information and input from the residents.
Well, I sure
So,
will.
as of right now, no, there's,
It's not no.
correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go to the consent agenda, which is the minutes of the February 5th, 2019 regular meeting, statements and checks for February 19th, 2019, Choice Healthcare deductible for January of 2019, and the January 2019 Treasurers Report.
Move to approve.
Motion Doe, support Rowe. Are there any questions or comments?
Bring back the work session minutes to the March 5th. Everybody's had a chance to read it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We did have the general legal update in the work session. Mr. Winters, you don't have anything to add, do you?
No, except since Accounting Director Giovanna Neal says she did not hear my attorney report very well because I was speaking too softly, I was going to do it again for her. Okay.
It'll be in the minutes, I think.
No, I'm good.
Thank you. New business, we have Resolution 2019-05. Clerk Moore.
I have Resolution 2019-05, which authorizes the Charter Township Ypsilanti Board of Trustees to approve the Land and Water Conservation Funds, the proposed amendment to project agreement due to conversion, specifically Amendment number 1, 26-01080, 26-01725, and 26-01293, and authorize the said amendment to be signed by the Township Supervisor, Brenda Lee Stumbo, and Clerk Karen Lovejoy Rowe. Whereas on January 18th, 2019, the Ypsilanti Township Clerk Karen Lovejoy Rowe received from the Department of Natural Resources 3 proposed project agreement amendments, which amendments need to be approved by the Ypsilanti Township Board of Trustees and returned to the DNR. And whereas the 3 proposed project agreement amendments pertain to the Ford Lake Park, wherein a cell tower was constructed a number of years ago on 1.4 acres of said property, which required the township to set aside an additional area of the township for parkland to mitigate and offset the use of the 0.14 acre property for the cell tower. And whereas the township did in fact set aside 7.87 acres of mitigation property known as Glenwood Park, as depicted in Appendix B of the amendment to the project agreement, which property has satisfied the representatives of the DNR, And whereas it is necessary for the proposed project amendment agreements to be approved by the Ypsilanti Township Board of Trustees so as to allow this project to be closed out, so as to allow the township to continue to make application for grants to the DNR if so authorized. Now therefore, the Ypsilanti Charter Township Board of Trustees hereby resolves as follows. 1, the Ypsilanti Township Board of Trustees approves the proposed amendments to the project agreement due to conversion, specifically Amendment Number 1, 26-01080, 26-01725, and 26-01293 as requested by the DNR. The Ypsilanti Township Board of Trustees authorizes Supervisor Brenda Stumbo and Township Clerk Karen Lovejoy Rowe to execute the 3 proposed project amendments and return both to the DNR as requested by the DNR representative Aaron Campbell, after which one fully executed copy will be returned to the township. Be it further resolved that Supervisor Brunel Stumbo and Clerk Karen Lovejoy Rowe are authorized to execute any additional and ancillary documents related to finalization of the Ford Lake Park conversion. I would so move adoption of Resolution 2019-05.
Support.
Motion Rowe, support Doe. Any questions or comment? This is cleaning up an issue that previously occurred in one of our parks that we got with MDNR funds, and we accidentally located a cell tower on it, and it was a violation of the agreement with MDNR, so we had to find other land in order to make up for, or to mitigate the use of the cell tower. So this cleans it up so we can apply for other grants through that agency. We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 2 is a request of Sarah Jo Ripley, Economic Development Director, for approval of agreement with AKT Peerless to complete a Phase 1 environmental assessment for 1150 Midway, which is the proposed future skate park location, in the amount of $2,150, which is budgeted in line item 101-956-000-801-000.
So move.
Support.
Motion Rowe, support Gerald Rowe. Mr. Winters, it's in proper form, correct?
Yes, the AKT has provided the township the necessary certificates of insurance. And so in regards to proceeding forward with that contract, this is in proper form.
And I appreciate doing this from Ms. Shipley, because this gives us a Phase 1 to make sure that the site's not contaminated, and then we'll also be reimbursed, which is the next agenda item from Brownfield, so much appreciated. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3 is request of Ms. Shipley, Economic Development Director, for approval of the grant application to the Washtenaw County Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for an environmental assessment grant in the amount of $2,150, and to approve the Washtenaw County Brownfield Redevelopment Authority Environmental Assessment Grant Agreement.
So moved.
Motion Gerald Rowe, support Rowe, to approve the agreements to get reimbursed for the environmental assessment. Mr. Winters, it's in proper form?
Yes, I believe there's a clean copy
Yeah.
that's not been provided. The township still needs to make sure that we provided the same types of insurance certificates as AKT requires, it was required. And so when Ms. Shipley signs, or the township board submits a grant application, all the insurances should be attached to that grant application.
Would that be a
Yeah,
condition?
well, we have them all. I mean, we received all 4 of them, so
So put them in the packet?
we have,
Can we
yeah.
include them
You
in-
want them in the, with the agreement, you mean?
I think,
sign 'em?
I think they have to be provided too.
Because I provided them, everybody, all the agencies have them.
I haven't seen them, I don't know.
Yeah, all right, sorry about that. I'll
Okay.
send them to you. But yeah, BRA has them, the county has them. Yeah.
Make sure Mr. Winters.
Yes, I will.
All right. So we have a motion support. Any questions or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next item is a request of Mike Reza, ROCS Director, for authorization to seek legal action, if necessary, to abate the public nuisance for property located at 677 Onondaga Avenue in the amount of $10,000, which is budgeted in line item 101-950-000-801-023.
So moved.
Support.
Mr. Radzik, we discussed this in the work session, but I know there's 3 residents from West Willow, and you might.
Good evening again. This is a single-family house in West Willow at 677 Onondaga, right across the street from the former Kaiser School, now the, I think, Greater Faith Transition Church. It was foreclosed by the Bank of New York Mellon back last summer in June, and we followed it until it became vacant just after New Year's in January. And at that time, we asked the bank a couple of times to register it under our vacant building ordinance. They did not do so. They ignored our requests. So we went and got an administrative warrant from the 14B District Court, and that allowed us to go inside the home to do an inspection. When our ordinance officers went inside the home, they encountered a ruptured water line, and there was water freely flowing inside the house. It was completely flooded and actually running out the doors. They had YCUA cut the water off at that point. They finished their inspection and secured it before they left. We've since communicated with our attorney's office because of the serious blighted condition of this home. As you can see, if you can see in the photos up there, it's an absolute mess, both inside and outside. There you go. So we've asked for a expedited title search to confirm who actually owns it, and we're asking tonight for authorization to go to circuit court to abate this as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, it was discussed to table this until the next agenda.
So move.
Support.
Motion Rowe, support Doe, to table until the next agenda for more information. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Budget amendment number 3, Clerk Rowe.
I have a budget amendment number 3 for 2019 to increase the general fund by $7,161. That's for a PTO payout to $9,517,017 and approve the line item changes as outlined. It was in the form of a motion.
Motion Rowe,
Support.
support Doe to approve the budget amendment for the PTO payout for an employee. Any discussion? Comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under authorization and bids, I'll read them all together. It's a request by Travis McDougall, our IS manager, to seek proposals for the replacement of the analog phone service provider throughout the township. Request of Travis to also seek proposals for the replacement or renewal of the Civic Center primary internet service provider. To seek proposals for a service provider to provide improved network connectivity between the township facilities. And finally, to seek proposals for the replacement of 4 computer servers, and this will be brought back to the board.
So move.
Support.
Motion Rowe, support Wilson. Questions or comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Move.
Motion Rowe, support Gerald Rowe. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
May I just say one thing? You adjourned so fast, is to everyone that is here, the work sessions that they have for the township before the business meeting is open to the public, and that's where they discuss in detail each of these items. So if you really want to get the details, come to the work sessions. Thank you.